Everybody thinks when you go off grid, you escape your bills. No mortgage, no electricity, no water bill, no nothing. But nobody tells you what replaces them, because building a homestead from scratch costs money.
We ain't rich.
We're just normal income city folks who decided to do this the slow and boring debt-free way. In this video, we're going to be completely honest with you about how we actually paid for 22 acres of land before we ever touched it and built anything on it, how we funded projects without drowning in debt, and while we still haven't moved up here full time on purpose.
Hopefully y'all stop asking.
So if you ever looked at a homestead and thought this must be nice, but I can't afford it, stay with us here because we're going to show you the plan, not
the price.
7 Sigma Off-Grid.
If you're new here, we are 7 Sigma
Off-Grid.
We are a husband and wife team, and we bought 22 acres of completely raw land in the Southern Sierra Nevada mountains to build an off-grid homestead from scratch. We want to be 100% upfront with you.
We're not wealthy, and we both work.
And we have normal jobs.
And with normal paychecks.
And everything you see on this property was built slowly.
One paid off piece at a time.
So what makes this possible isn't a big bank account. It's a system, a set of rules that we've gave ourselves about money and debt, and a little bit of patience. And honestly, the rules are kind of boring, but boring is exactly why this works. So let's get into it.
Rule number 1.
We didn't put a single dollar into building this property until the land was completely paid off.
We bought our 22 acres through owner financing.
No big banks, no giant down payments. We made payments directly for 2.5 years until it was completely paid off. And only then we start building on it. Now, I know some of you might think 2.5 years is quite a long time not using the land yet. However, that is the discipline part.
And that's the part that may look rich, but it's actually the opposite.
Owner financing just means that the person selling the land acts as the bank. Instead of going to a mortgage company, a lot of raw land sellers offer this. For us, it was the only way we could lock down 22 acres without going into massive debt
on day one. We had a 5-year note at 6% interest.
And we were able to pay it off in 2 years.
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Instead of 5.
Instead of 5.
We saved a little bit on interest.
Yes. And the way we were able to pay it off in 2.5 years is that we doubled up on payments.
Y'all rich enough to double up on payments. How you get the money to double up?
We're going to talk a little bit about doubling up on payments later on in the video.
Stay tuned. Rule number 2, we never start the next major project until the last one is paid off.
No matter how long it takes.
We do use cash and credit sometimes.
A lot of homestead channels will say that everything has been paid off with cash. I mean, most of us can't really do that. We will use a credit card to fund a project so that we can get the project done. But the credit card has to be paid off in full before we are actually allowed to start the next big project. So if the driveway isn't paid off, we don't start on the greenhouse. If the water system isn't paid off, we don't swipe the card until it is. Sometimes that basically means we have to wait for months on end before we move on to the next project.
And that's the discipline that keeps us from not being buried in debt.
However, some people may say, well, we don't have credit cards, or you may have bad credit and can't leverage credit. Then your first step is to get your credit score up.
This is not a credit commercial, because everybody be talking about debt-free, debt-free, debt-free. The key is to actually leverage your debt and use it wisely and pay it off.
So it requires a lot of discipline and organization. But when we're in the valley between major projects, we work on smaller projects. And that's how we're able to continue to
make progress on the homestead.
Exactly. Make progress on the homestead.
Rule number 3.
Every single month, we set aside a percentage of our income specifically for this homestead, and we split it in 2. Part of the funds go to whatever project we're paying off, and then part of it goes into a fund for future projects. The stuff that we know that's going to come, like the well. It's the same idea as paying yourself first, just aimed at your homestead. All the funds for our homestead comes out before we even think about having any type of fund.
And it becomes automatic and consistent. It works even in the months where money is tight.
What we're doing is what works for us, and you just have to find a system that works for you.
Every paycheck, we try to set aside 10% for the homestead.
Some people may say that, you know, what if I don't have the income? And if homesteading is your dream and you don't have the income, then your first step would be to
focus
try it
on
again.
The income.
However you
got to get it.
Once you start having a steady income, then you can start
budgeting and saving to put aside for
building a homestead. This all may look easy, like rich people.
We get that all the time.
Yeah.
Y'all must be rich. And it's like, we're not rich. We prioritize and prioritize what it is we're trying to do. Rule number 4
is something that did not exist a few years ago. We use this channel to help fund the homestead. We want to be completely honest with you and transparent because you deserve to know what we paid for and what we didn't. So some of the gear that you see here came through sponsorships and affiliate partnerships. The clearest example is our solar system.
Our signature solar affiliate partnership over the course of about a year essentially paid for our EG4 system. We did not pay full price for all of this.
But here's the deal. We were doing this debt-free long before YouTube was ever part of the plan. We were already saving for our solar system. The channel became a tool that helped fund our homestead, but it didn't replace our discipline. And every partnership that we take fits into what we're actually already building. We don't accept random sponsorships just from anyone or just for a check. So all in all, we are leveraging our YouTube channel
to help fund the homestead.
So this allows us to keep our goal of being debt-free. Okay, so this is the question that we get more than anything.
Why haven't you moved up there full time yet?
Exactly.
Sick of it.
So we're staying in the city on purpose. Where we live in the city, we can earn the income that's just a little bit harder to replicate than out here in the boonies. A rural location like ours makes it very tough for us to keep the same earning power.
Ain't no money up here.
So we're taking advantage of our city income while we have it, and we're pouring it right back into our homestead.
So we won't be broke.
When we do finally move up here, our homestead will be debt-free and every piece of infrastructure will already be paid for.
And we won't be broke.
And it's a sacrifice for us. However, it's worth it. We're gonna move up here when we can afford to move up here.
And there's a strategy. Just maximizing our income potential while we can and just pay for as much stuff up here as possible. And then when it's time to come up here, we ain't gotta worry about that.
We have seen a lot of people try to start homesteads, and unfortunately they fail or
They had to pack it up
because of the finances. People tend to think that homesteading is easy and free, and it is not.
Very expensive.
Granted, we do some things that are a little bit more expensive because we're bougie.
And we're older.
Yeah, there's some things that we're not going to compromise on. Unless you're just going to thug it out. I'm
get a
not
tent.
doing all that.
And they camp out and they do their thing.
Yeah, and if that's what you want to do,
that's gangster too.
Have at it.
We ain't doing that though.
We're not doing that. Now, I will say this. There is a caveat to that because there's a startup to it. So a lot of people are starting up. That costs. However, once you get things up and running, if you have chicken and cows and growing out their own food and they have a nice garden, and if you're on solar, your lights are taken care of. If you already have an infrastructure, that stuff is taken care of, so that cuts your costs down significantly. Because we get this question
all the time,
literally every single video. It is basically because we're trying to be debt free when we do move up here.
And we fund up here now by living in the city.
And granted, it may be when we're 80 years old, who knows?
It could be next year, it could be 5 years from now. Whenever we feel comfortable, so we won't go broke.
Exactly. None of this is free.
And it's not just about money.
To do this,
you need money.
So to do it our way, we had to give up a lot of things. We're not going out to dinners anymore because we used to go out to dinners at least once a week. We're not taking any vacations, and we have given up some date nights. So the stuff that most people spend their extra money on,
we put it back in here.
We put it back into our homestead. So here's how we think about it. We didn't give up vacations. We choose the greenhouse instead. We didn't lose date nights. We just traded it for our driveway and our tractor.
Some gravel.
So when you look at all the sacrifices and what it has brought, it stops feeling like you're missing out on stuff, and it starts to feel like you're building something.
We're investing in ourselves.
And that's really the trade-off, and it's the payoff. It's worth every dinner and every vacation that we are giving up right now. So basically, if you want to have a homestead, you do have to make some sacrifices. You do have to give up some things so that you're able to save up.
It's really just about choices. What do you prioritize and what's most important to you?
Maybe you don't have coffee every day, and just on Fridays you save a little bit to put it back in the piggy bank. Every little bit counts.
Every little bit
So
counts.
it's not that it can't be done. It just takes discipline and organization and sacrifices.
And how much do you want it?
So here is our plan, and we want to emphasize
our plan.
We don't want anyone to think that we're telling you what to do. We're just
Exactly.
giving you what worked for us.
One size does not fit all.
So number one, we paid off our land first. One project must be fully paid off before we start the next project. We set aside a percentage of our income every month.
Like clockwork. We ain't trying to be broke.
And we let the channel help where it can.
And we stay disciplined about our timeline.
So that we end up being debt free.
And not broke.
None of this requires us to be rich. It only requires a little bit of patience and a willingness to trade off the stuff that doesn't last for the stuff that does. If this resonates with you, and if you're trying to build something like this on a normal income,
Regular folk,
right,
we're not rich.
Please go ahead and subscribe because we document all of this. So if you like our shenanigans, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. Also, if you want, you can join our Discord group. There's a lot of good information in there. And also, we have
new videos every Saturday at 7 a.m.
And we just want to say thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Don't go broke. You been recording all this with this greasy thing?
No, I've been wiping it off here and there.
Here and there. Last time I wiped it off,
I've been wiping it off. Okay.
So it's blurry as hell now.
We're not rich.
It's gonna steal my line. Why you gonna steal my line?
I didn't know that was your line.
That's my line. Go
I didn't know you was gonna say that. You know, I can't read like that. Thank you.
You don't need to read.
Okay, go ahead.
You can't read no way.
He made me sick.
Take 2.
Go ahead.
Action. What am I supposed to say?
And everything you see on this property was built slowly.
One paid piece off at a time.
Dude, one paid off piece at a time. Right there. Stay. No, slide over just a little bit to this way. Yep, perfect. Right there. Stay right there. Yep, perfect. Perfect.
You want me right here, baby? This is where you want me, baby. Elvis Presley. This is what you want me.
Okay, go.
That's where you want me.
Yeah, would you come on here? We want to be totally transparent because you deserve to know what we paid for and what we did not.
They don't deserve nothing.
Time, but that is the discipline. That is the discipline.
That is the disciples. That is the discipline.
So, women.
So, a button on your underwear.
And not be broke.
So stop asking when we gonna move up here unless you gonna pay for it. Rule number 4. Stop being mean.
I'm not. Go. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
You're sweaty and stuff.
I know. I'm hot. Let's go.
No. Rule number 4.
You go. I've been talking the whole time.
You want to? I'm gonna tell people about my debt. Go.
Oh, okay.
She broke.
I'm broke.
She didn't have a mic.
Because I didn't have a mic. Okay.
Accountability. Stop being mad.
I'm not being mad. You come out here.
That's why you slapped yourself. The tree said, "Be quiet."
You stop. I'm holding the tree.
You want me to hold the tree?
No, I'm good.
Give me this tree so I don't smack you in the face. I'm the tree holder, y'all. That's my job.
All the funds for our homestead.
You need to come on. This branch is getting heavy.
Just cut me off and then I know to shut up.
I forgot what I was going to say again. See? You messing around.
You messing around. You the one dancing and stuff.
Be quiet. Shh, Alicia.
Would you come on and think about what you want?
I had it. It's quiet, isn't it?
I'm about to go in the house if you don't come on. Double
Why
up
you
on
standing in front of me?
payments.
Move, man. You blocking my shine.
Okay, go.
Shine.
Go.
So stop asking us about when we're going to move up here. Move in when we get here. So stop asking.
7 Sigma. Off-grid.